Hey guys, so another box arrived today, and today we've got Anachrony, the Infinity box by Minecraft Games. A nice, quite a large box here, and unfortunately during shipping, this side here got a bit crushed. Fingers crossed it is all looking good once we open it. So yeah, let's crack on in and have a look. So this is another worker placement game where you can send and receive goods from yourself in the future or something. But yeah, such a big looking box here. Oh, that's all. How did that side come out? Looks pretty good, so the padding did its job. And I'm guessing that's, yeah, so you can see down in that bottom corner there, a wee bit of thing, but this padding was well packaged so it absorbed that bit of damage, so that was lucky. But yeah, so we've got this big Anachrony Infinity box. With it there was also a second mailer, I think with some random components, so we'll have a look to see what we got in here. So yeah, this is a promo pack. So that was some additional cards by the looks of things. So yeah, let's have a look inside the box. There's a bit of a tear in the plastic, which is lucky that it didn't get wet with that that damage from damage to the box. I'm not actually sure how I'm gonna cut this. Normally I go along the seam, but as you can see it's a lid and a base like that. So just carefully along here, or I can use that hole and just rip. So yeah, doesn't actually have a base. Just got this wee thing to make it look nice. But on the shelf it's just got a nice cover like that. That's pretty good. But in here it's got the Infinity box, it's got some exosuit miniatures, the core box, Doomsday module, Hypersync Future action modules, two solo modules, two solo modes, some unique components, modular trays, quantum loop modules, Guardians of the Council module, Fractures of Time module, Pioneers of the New Earth module, and Intrigues of the Council module. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's a 1 to 4 player game, 30 minutes per player. Which I don't know, I'm guessing it might take a little bit longer than that, especially for the first few games. So yeah, here is Anachrony by Minecraft Games. Let's open the lid, start off with a bunch of trays, storing everything with symbols on them so you know what you're going to store in each of them. And here, oops, there's a lid, lucky that. Some wooden tiles, I'm sure I'll work out what those are for later. Then got some more tiles. Some metallic cubes. Oh, those feel nice. There's another metal coins of the Anachrony. Got a bit of weight in them. Maybe I'll put these back in here so I don't get confused later. And then we got another set of trays with more things. I'm liking how organised this all is. Another set of trays. So yeah. Protector. Another set of trays, and this time they've got the different exosuits, the mechs. Then they come with a detachable base if you wanted to change your colour for some reason. There might be other reasons you need to do that as well, I'm not sure. So it's got a wee drill in one hand. Those are all the same for that type. We have green. So I'm guessing after this row there's going to be another row of all of these. Oh, that one's got a wee face in its belly. Some sort of robot by the look of things, but it wants to be human. So yeah, next row, another set of trays with the three other types of minis. Because this game has been out for a while, this is just a big box with a bunch of extra expansion and everything in one, all in one box, which is quite nice. But there'll be lots of reference for how to paint these up, so hopefully you should be able to get them looking good. And then finally, the purple ones. Yeah, that's all the minis, and there are nice wee trays. Two of the trays have wee side panel, side grippy bits, and the other two don't. I'm not sure if that's important for any reason. But yeah. So now we're finally down to all of the things that need to be punched out, and all the pretty thick book here. Well, it looks like a few books there. So yeah, we've got a rule book, we've got a solo opponents rule book, here we've got a tray manual, so that's quite cool, how everything's going to go back together. There's several pages, layer 1, layer 2, 3, 4 and 5. Hey, and there's what the bit at the start was with those extra components. I must have just bought a couple of them and not all of them through the Kickstarter. I think they were optional add-ons. Next up we've got yeah, so that's all the that contained all the rulebooks, or all the big bunch of things. So we've got the Infinity box rulebook, so this will be the rules for the core game, and then all of the modules, I guess, that are part of the Infinity box. So yeah, at the start we've got a big component list, lots of components for all the different modules as well. The story so far, so just a prologue into what's happening in the world, setup, lots of setup, and some of the rules, actions, cleanup phase, so lots of rules to go through. This will take wee while to get caught up with, and then at the end some optional rules, and then just clarifications on a bunch of details at the appendix at the back. But there's yeah. So yeah, just a bunch of info on what all the different things is. There's no sort of look up to work out what page to look up certain rules, which is a shame, but yeah, on the back there's also icons explained, so you don't need to quickly flick through the rulebook to work out what all the icons are. Under that we've got the solo rulebook for the two different solo modes. Again, it's pretty much the same as the first rulebook. It's got another set of component lists for the solo boards and all the solo components, I guess. Would have been nice to have all the components in one. And these are what's used in the different modules. Yeah, so that's quite nice. Under that, we got this big tray manual. Oh, that's cool. So this is how to put it all back together again. Or how to put it all back together once you pop everything out. Where each of the different trays, what they're all going to have. Yeah, so that looks good. And then at the end there's some custom components. I think that's what those things on the first tray, I think I must have bought some maybe. Or maybe there were some that came with it. I didn't buy all the optional extras, I don't think. There is now some... so there are expansion rulebooks. So the first rulebook must have just been for the core game. So then expansion's got some more rules. And how to combine it with other modules. It's got its own components. Then the Fractures of Time rulebook. So again, a nice big heavy rulebook. This has got 23 pages on its own. It'll have components at the start, so these are the new components. And then the changes and setup. So yeah, I'm not sure when I'll get round to playing the expansions. They look like they're quite a bit, well, they add quite a lot, which, yeah, should be good. And then finally we've got this big art and storybook, which I guess will take us through we'll go through the lore of everything. And it's full of this nice wee artwork as along with, yeah, where, what, how, who and why the world exists. Hey, the world. But yeah, that looks quite nice. So yeah, that's all of the manuals that came along with it. Next up we have a whole bunch more stuff in wrap. So yeah, here we have a whole first package of stuff, and it looks like 2, 3, 4, 5. Some sort of player aids for the 6 different types of things you can be. 1, 2, 3, 5 of these, so maybe these are for individual players. They don't actually line up to the different types of mechs. Have a score pad. It's always nice and useful for counting your score. And then a whole bunch of modules. So these will be, I think these are all player ones, well, not all of them I think. Oops. These 5 are player ones. They all look pretty similar. I'm guessing double-sided, so one side will have a unique setup and one side will be the same, so everyone's playing the same game. Or with the same power-ups and things, same abilities. Then get into the next big collection of things. So we got some more locations by the looks of things. 5 of these for the different players. Got so many boards, I'm not actually sure what most of these are for. They look like they track something. Set of cards. This looks like the main board at least. So this has all the main areas you can go visit. There's a 4 up there, so I'm guessing on the other side of this there might be a lower player count. So yeah, on this side you've got the 2 and the 3 player. I don't know if it's very... But yeah, so this seems good. And then might as well have a look at these cards. So these look like something for the different factions or whatever. That'll feel quite nice. The benefits. And then some helpful game phase stuff. I assume those can all pack up with the different trays, maybe? Yeah, it looks like there's some room. We'll get back to it, we'll find out. And then the next set of everything, I just realised that I hadn't turned on my light, so hopefully this isn't too dark. So yeah, hopefully that makes things easier to see. Well, now I've got my big bright lights shining on the, reflecting everywhere. So here's some more location boards. More location boards. And then we get to the start of the punch boards. So these all that punches out so cleanly, so nice. Just falls out. And then it's quite clean on the side. Yeah, happy with those. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 so far. I think Draconian, something like that, also came from these guys, and that had so many boards to punch out, but they were very good. So yeah, next up we have some more cubes, and some gem things. Those look quite nice. Some things for standees. A whole bunch of dice. These all look quite unique. So we got shapes on that one, plus and minuses on that one, and blanks. The Anachrony symbol maybe on that one. And this is just a D6 with 1 through 6 with a fist. And this is just a standard D6 with 1 through 6. The same here, but purple dice. Another dice with some pluses and minuses and blanks. And this looks like the DNA dice kind of from Dinosaur Island, mostly because it's got the DNA. And then some more random symbols on this one. So yeah, there's nice dice. And here we also have a whole bunch more cards, some standard size cards. We've got some smaller cards. These are all, those smaller cards are all separated, so hopefully they won't all get jumbled up. They're not supposed to be. We then have, approaching the bottom, another big set of punch boards. These punch boards, I'm not actually sure when I'm going to get the time to punch all of this out and fill up the box. I don't think I'll do that on camera tonight just because there's so many things. There's going to be 8 of these. Again, these ones, just as I'm lifting them up, are punching out, sort of just fall out without trying. So yeah, another wonderful looking set of punch boards. Put those over there. And then finally, we've made it to the bottom. Yay! We look like we've got another set of either locations or player mats. So yeah, we've got all of these. That looks the same. And then these look unique for the different types of players, or the different types of robots. So yeah, those look like the player mats. But yeah, that's the bottom of the box. We made it. If we just, even on its own, that box is quite weighty. So yeah, we'll just try and see how much of it we can lay out on the table. I don't think I'm going to do a very good job. Remove that. So we have quite a big table, but this definitely feels like it's going to take up a lot of the space. Just with those player boards. Can we zoom out anymore? Not really. So we're going to stack. So this is everything that came in that big box. I need to go through and put it all back together. So that should be fun. But yeah, thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And be sure to check out more from the Board Games and Cats. Right. Bye. A couple more locations, and then some appendix and some cards for the enhancement or Doomsday enhancement pack. Some more. I'm not actually sure what the cards do, but more cards, yay! Always good. Alright, thanks again. Bye.